Good morning, good morning, humanity. It's March 22nd, 2021, and it's our favorite time of the week because it's Mondays with Bev and Paul. And hi, everybody, my name's Paul. Bev, where's Bev? What, she has a birthday yesterday and she disappears today? It looks like it. So, have a happy birthday, Bev, wherever you are on the planet. She decided that it was just time for me to be by myself today. So we're going to try and answer a question that she thought, oh, aloha, Bev and Paul. That's right. Michelle's in the wonderful island of Hawaii and the big island she's on. Hi, Michelle. Welcome. Boy, it's early for you. Well, 7 in the morning for you. So we're going to talk a little bit about me. Isn't that a fun thing to talk about? If you have questions today, just post them in there and I'll try to answer them. But Bev thought I should talk about what keeps me going. Why have I been doing this for over 30 years? Actually, this month we were getting ready to go to Hawaii 32 years ago. So why do I keep doing this? I'm turning 70 in 10 days. So this morning I was sitting with, why do I do this? What made me decide to want to do BioTouch? And I realized that my life is not about me choosing, and that happened when I was very, very small, just a young fellow, and I got really sick and I got very afraid and got down on my knees and I said, "Oh God, I'll do whatever you want, just let me live." Well, I've just done whatever's come to me pretty much, even if it's been tough or I went through those times of my life where I was very depressed. But even at that time, I remember this this power sort of raised me up and took me to the counseling center. And I worked with this guy for years, and I'll just never forget him putting his hand on my knee and going, Paul, you have a lot of love to give. And that was a theme for me since I was 5, when I wished that everybody could be happy, healthy, and loved. Uh, and then meeting a dear friend of mine, Lou Epstein, and he just kept saying, you just have to trust that you're loved. Let yourself be loved. And those themes kept coming throughout my life. And when I met Norman and Carol, and we had our first class in Mancos, Colorado, and the old timer said, he was an ex-CIA agent. He said, I've been involved in a lot of revolutions in my life, but I've never seen one as powerful as this, because this is based on love. And so somehow that theme keeps coming to my life. And I was just talking to my niece the other day too. She was asking me about, how you choose relationships and choose your path on life. And I've realized whenever something happens in my life, I choose it and I sort of marry it. It's like till death do us part. And I get into it as if there was no end. I don't think about how it will end or when it will end. I just think about, this is it. I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. So when that old timer said Norman and Carol brought love to the Mancos Valley, that light bulb went off, and I think about how I ended up meeting Norman. That wasn't a choice either. I mean, I got a back problem after living on the land for 10 years or something, and I got this back problem, and after a year still had the pain. And as the story goes, the truck drove me up the hill to meet this man named Norman and to meet his wife, and to take my wife at that time, Cheryl, up and just hang out with them and watch people and work with people and listen to people's stories. And I realized my whole life has been about opportunities being presented to me and angels coming into my life. Why do I keep doing BioTouch now? Uh, is it's not really about me doing it. I realized as I was going through my life, all these scenarios in my life that have happened and people that I've interacted with, and it was sort of like this show. It was like turning on Netflix and watching all these scenes come across and people. They were all in relation to people. And life is with people. And so BioTouch to me was about being with people. And I just have to say how grateful I have been over all these 30 years that certain individuals have come to participate with me in sharing BioTouch. And really, I haven't done a lot of work. In a sense, as Bev always says, I've just sort of held the space for people to come, share their talents, and then move on when they were ready to move on. And there's no judgments, there's no bad or good. I mean, some people leave, they don't like me. You know, some people love me, some people hate me. But the idea of getting BioTouch out there sort of bypasses all of those judgments and needs to be liked, to be cared for. But it's been wonderful to have people in my life that do love and want to share BioTouch with humanity. So she said, you know, how do I feel about the outcome? Well, it's interesting. I remember saying to John in the beginning, every month, this was 20 something years ago. Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. And that was sort of always the joke. You ain't seen nothing yet. And even Bev and I, you ain't seen nothing yet. And there's always this reverberation that things are just getting ready to explode. And I guess I just feel that about my life. It's just always getting ready to explode. You know, it's always amazing. And even after being on this planet for 70 years, there's an excitement to getting up. I mean, I get up, earlier and earlier every day because I just like sitting in the dark. To me, there's a power in sitting with the quiet. And when I was reflecting on BioTouch this morning, I, the gratefulness was about the most of it. That's what keeps me going. The gratefulness of sharing something that is so revolutionary, so powerful, so accessible. I just talked to a woman yesterday from North Carolina who was looking for something simple. She does all kinds of other healing techniques, but really liked the purpose of the organization, which was we're freely trying to share this with all people on the planet. So, in a sense, what keeps me going? Well, sometimes the frustrations. It's like, damn, how are we going to get this out to more people? How come more people aren't coming to the class? And so, I'm one of those kind of guys, Aries male, who can find the pony in the midst of the horse shit. And I guess that's what keeps me going, is just the challenges every day of figuring out how to get the message out to more people, how to teach more people, which is why we're doing lots of virtual training now. But, what's amazing to me, and John talked about it when we interviewed him a couple of weeks ago. For me, BioTouch is my being. It's what I do, think about 24/7, because it's about bringing something to the planet right now, to humanity, that's so needed, because we're so inundated with conflicts. We're so inundated with right and wrong and good and bad and this movement and that movement, that it drives you crazy. It wouldn't, it just does. The conflict of our medical profession, the conflict of our political system, our social, our economic systems. It's enough to drive one into a corner. And what's nice with BioTouch, and it's my hope and it's my driving force, is that with something so simple as taking those two fingers and reaching out and touching another human being on the skin, it's a connection. That connection of love melts everything else away. We can disagree on everything. We can be on total different ends of the spectrum. But when I reach out and touch you, or you reach out and touch me, nothing else matters. It's sort of like what happened to me this morning. It was like a show, just one scene after another. And there was no judgments about it. When I was 5, when I was 10, when I lived in the land, when I lived at college, all the seminars I went to, my dog, and the relationships. BioTouch has really helped me crystallize my ability to live in a space that doesn't have to buy into my judgments. That's the other part of it I love about BioTouch. I can help another human being with their health, with their wellness, with their well-being. And it doesn't matter what I think about myself. I could be judging myself, I could be judging somebody else because I was talking to Jenny about that. It's innate in us. We are designed in our brain to, as she said, categorize. We categorize everything. This goes here, this goes there, this is this color, this is that color, this tree means this means that, the sky is this, the sky, and that's something you can't help. And BioTouch has helped me understand that's who I am as a human being on this planet. And BioTouch helps me go beyond those categorizations and beyond the judgments. I don't have to judge the categorizations. I can just see them and I can still help another human being, you know? And let's see, Michelle, she's saying, I love how the universe brings you what you need when you need it if you just let it happen. Like when I found BioTouch. I remember meeting you. You were one of those angels. It was one presentation I did. And after all the years of me being in that group, you were really the only one, Michelle, who stepped forward to want to play with us. And so there it is for me. Every time I went to that particular networking group, I was always like, what the hell am I doing here? What the hell am I doing here? But that driving force of like, okay, I'm supposed to be here. And I stayed until that group disbanded. See, I didn't have to choose when it was time to get out. I just kept sharing and sharing. And the angel called Michelle came forth, who, does her Reiki, has her session, and has incorporated BioTouch into her life, has become part of the board, is in charge of the membership. And it's because of people like her and Bev and Ann and Kai and Eileen and Paula, those people on the board who have stepped up, and it's their turn to take it. And I just get to play with everyone. I get to just be part of it. And it's not about me, and it never has been about me. I remember a woman once came into when we were at the house or the center here, and everybody was doing the work, and I came in, got the mail, went out, and or brought the mail in, and the woman, when she saw me in a class, went, "Oh my God, I thought you were the mailman." So, so I like that. I like having a technique to share, something to share with people that's not about an individual. So my job has only been to sort of just hold the space, and that to me is exciting because to hold a space that allows people to come in and be creative. And so the creativity that's happened over 30 years has been incredible. Each person that's come has brought something different to the organization, to the sharing of BioTouch. Uh, but the thing that makes me want to share it more than anything is because of all of you out there. The fact that you're even taking, whether you take 60 seconds to listen to this message, the message is out there. It really is like that old timer said. It's a revolution. It's a revolution of love. This is the greatest revolution. Any great being that came onto the planet, they were called revolutionaries. And so what's nice is there's this technique that is the revolution that we all own. We own BioTouch. Um, it's in our core. It's in our being. It's who we are. If I go up to a youngster and I go to share BioTouch, I say, can I do BioTouch on you? And they'll lift their shirt up and you can touch them. It's like we know this technique is not something new on the planet. Norman was just the stooge to reawaken it, but who knows when this began. I mean, we have things in ancient Egyptian culture where it shows in the museum with these two fingers, and Syrian hieroglyphs, and statues of people touching the same points. But who knows where it happened before that? Who knows how long we've been on the planet? And we all have that question, why'd we come here? What are we supposed to do while we're here? What are we going to do when we leave? Well, BioTouch gives us something that can help answer that. That's what I see with people. When you do that greeting with someone, they come to a wow. There's this momentary wake up. And in that wake up, things are starting to change. And so that's why we're trying to get it into the home, because it's really about a consistency of doing BioTouch. Like, why do we brush our teeth? Well, when I was 5, 6 years old, I was demanded to brush my teeth. And so it became a habit, to have healthy teeth, to not have to pay the bills for dental care so the teeth didn't rot, things like that. Well, that's our goal with BioTouch. We have the youngins are being born. Kai just had her baby, Maisie, and hopefully this next generation won't think about having to learn BioTouch. It'll just be part of their life. And so love as always, love my BioTouch family, and we love all of you. Fatos from Turkey is with us too. And that's the beauty that's happening now. Why do I get excited about BioTouch? It's global. It's global. It's everywhere. Everywhere. We are bringing the world together through a very simple touch. And one of our people that are helping Eileen created a little video here that we want to share with you about just doing the greeting. And hopefully, if as we post this, you'll just post it around. It's less than 40 seconds here, so let me share it with you. See, I forgot to turn this on. So thank you for telling me that. But you did, you were able to see it. Tuesday's the PT. And again, I'm grateful for all of you. I'm grateful that we all get to share BioTouch together. And we'll see you all hopefully next week with Bev. And we want to share with you another great angel that came into our life, and that was Horace Barnes. Walked into our center years ago, and is a musician, songwriter, and has written numerous songs for us at BioTouch. And we're going to play the one that he wrote about all of us that work here in Tucson at the BioTouch Center. So again, thank you all for joining us. I will have the clip of this for all of you to share on YouTube and all the other formats that we share it with. Have a blessed week, and we'll see you all next week.
If pain has got you down and you live in town, take a trip down to Pima Street. The people down there are people who care. They will get you back on your feet. Put love into action. Put love into action. If you ever want to have any real satisfaction, choose love while you still can. Don't even try to understand the healing grace in your own hands. Put love into action. I know you have heard these beautiful words: love thy neighbor as thyself. Using BioTouch will help you so much, you'll never need anything else. Put love into action. Put love into action. If you ever want to have any real satisfaction, choose love while you still can. Don't even try to understand the healing grace in your own hands. Put love into action.